So our next concept is air insulated substations. What is mean by air insulated substation here? Air insulated substation means those are the outdoor substations. So actually outdoor substation not only which are belongs to the outdoor substations here. If we are providing air insulation between the equipments are used in the substations, or we are providing the air space in between the equipments used in the substations are called air insulated substations. Now we will see. See here. Yeah, air insulated switchgear substation, as the name suggests, that utilizes primary substation equipment whose terminals are in the air. Is it? Utilizes primary substation equipments whose terminals are in the air. Is it? So that's why what happened, air can provide insulation for the production purpose. That's why here air insulated switchgear substation it is. Is it like this? Is it? These are all equipment. Arrow mark shows the equipment. So here these equipments are having air insulation. That's why these type of substations are called as air insulated substations. In this air insulated substations, two types are there. Those are indoor substation and outdoor substation. See, what is an indoor substation here? Indoor substation means a substation in which the operator is equipped. Not only operator, the apparatus is equipped inside the substation building is called indoor substation. Such a type of substation is mainly used for the voltage up to 11 kV. We are already discussed in the classifications of substations also. But when the surrounding air is contaminated by impurities such as metal coating gases and fumes, conductive ducts, their voltage can be raised up to 33 kV to 66 kV. That means up to these voltage levels also we can construct an indoor substation. Is it? So now we can see some operational aspects of indoor substation. Indoor substation is subdivided into several components. What are the components which are exist in our indoor substation? First, control compartment is there. After indicating and metering instruments are there. Next, protective devices compartment, main bus bar compartment, current transformer, cable sealing box compartment are there. So see here. This is the basic layout of substation. This is the basic layout of substation. The first part or first system of substation is the control compartments. To control the whatever the voltages or currents or system operation, main operation. And next, indicating and metering instruments and protective devices compartments. So here in this, what happened? This indicating and metering instruments indicate or measure the voltages, currents, power, frequency, like this. Next, circuit breaker and operating mechanism compartment. Circuit breaker means load switch. It is a protective equipment during load condition. It is a protective equipment during load condition. Keep it in mind. Keep in your mind. So here, main bus bar compartments and compartments for CTs and cable sealing boxes. CTs, current transformers and potential transformers. These are called instrumented transformers. These are the equipments which are used in the substation. Those functionalities are observed in the block diagram of or layout of substation. Next concept. So here basically this indoor substation also having these type of systems, and the high voltage supply is given to the primary of the transformer through a circuit breaker. That means this substation can take supply from the transmission system with the help of a transformer. Transformer primary is transmission and transformer secondary is substation end. In between the circuit breaker is there to protect the circuit breaker and transformer both if any fault is occurred. So that's why From the bus bar, various feeders are above emergent. After receiving the voltage from the transformer secondary, substation can perform its action. After that, from the substation, feeders are emerged to distribute that voltage. So here, the panel on each feeder consists of an insulator, switch, and a circuit breaker, in addition to isolator and circuit breaker. The panel also provided the measuring instrument like this. So, along with this, some of the accessories also there in the indoor type substation. They are storage battery. This storage battery is necessary for the for showing the voltage measurements, current measurements, power measurements, frequency measurements. That means this storage battery provides a supply for the metering equipments, firefighting equipments such as water buckets and fire extinguisher, etc. The battery is used for the operation of protective gear and switching operation, operating solenoids, and emergency lighting in substation in case of a failure of supply. That means these are the components which are used in indoor substation. So next one is the outdoor substation. Outdoor substation means these are outside. These are not inside. These are outside. So generally, when the outdoor substation is preferred means when the voltage levels are between 55 kV to 765 kV. In our distribution voltage, not like that. Generally, 66 kV is there for very large consumers. So that's why here for those type of substations we can use outdoor substation. Such a type of, because for that much of voltage we are not providing insulation in the indoor. It is very complex. That's why we are go for indoor substations or outdoor substation. Such a type of substation requires less time for construction but uses more space. So these outdoor substations are again classified into two types. Those are namely pole mounted substation and foundation mounted substations. So in that first one is pole mounted substation. Pole mounted substation means transformer substation simply. Is it in this what happened means the transformers are used. Those transformers are called as distribution transformers, especially to provide a voltage or power for the distributors. So this distribution transformers having capacity of 250 kVA. Such type of transformers are cheap, simplest and the smallest of distributions. Most of the distribution systems employed this type of substation. The voltage levels not exceed 11 kV, not exceed 11 kV like this. You are already observed so many of fans in your steel side. This is called pole mounted substation. Is that right? All the equipment is the outdoor type and mounted on supporting structures of high tension distributed line here. Is that right? This is about pole mounted substation. Next one is a foundation mounted substation. Foundation mounted substation is like this. The foundation mounted substation, all the equipment area assembled and the substations are embedded by the fence for safety purposes. These are used, foundation mounted substations are used for the safety purpose. The equipment required for such type of substations are heavy equipments, and hence the site selected for such type of substation must have good path for heavy transport. These are the factors. These are the minimum factors required to construct a foundation mounted substation. And some of the advantages are also there for outdoor substation. What are compared to indoor substation? What are those means? All the equipment in the outdoor substation is within the view, and therefore fault location is easier. Outdoor substation means all are visible directly. That's why what happened, fault location is easier. And the expansion of installation is also easier in the outdoor substation. That's why we will prefer outdoor substations. Repairing work is very easy. And disadvantages also there for outdoor substation. Those are more space is required for the outdoor substation. That's why the availability of cost is difficult and cost also more. Protection devices are required to be installed for the protection against lightning surges because of they are not indoor, they are outdoor, they are free from what happened closed system. They are in the environment. That's why they are very what happened means they are insecure for the natural threats. The length of the control cables increases, which increase the cost of substation. Is that? That's it. So next we are go for the substation layout. What is meant by substation layout? A line diagram or simply a structure of a substation is called a substation layout. Simply it is a substation layout, and here it is a simple line diagram of a substation or block diagram of a substation. Is that? So mainly what are the equipments which are installed in the substation is now we will discuss individually each and everything. Now see. The equipment like bus bar, isolator, power transformer, etc. are assembled together in electrical substation through which consumer get electric power supply. Is it? So that is the main advantage of this. See here. So the main equipment required for the substation installations are first one lightning arresters. This is the first equipment or starting equipments which are installed in the substation. Because of these are required for the protecting of substations against the lightning surges. Lightning surges means thunderstrokes. When we are using these arresters, these can divert the path of thunderstrokes. Thunderstrokes means lakhs of voltage discharged into the earth. So between the sky and the earth, substations are there. When thunderstrokes are strikes, lakhs of voltage are discharged through this substation. That's why all substation equipments are failure. So to avoid this problem, lightning arresters are used to divert the path of thunderstrokes through the earth by using proper grounding technique of lightning arrester. That's why lightning arresters are used for the protection of substations against the thunderstrokes or high voltages. Next, power transformers. Here actually we are up to now in the distribution system we are discussing only regarding to the distribution transformer. Distribution transformer means the transformer which are used for the secondary distribution. That means in between fader and a distributor, such a transformer is called distribution transformer. But the transformer which are used in the city outcut substation, that means the transformer which can receive the transmission voltage directly, such transformers are called as power transformers. Those power transformers are installed in the substation. Is that? So main one is power transformer in the substation. That power transformer is a step down transformer. That means they can step down the voltages for further distribution at main step down transformer substations. Is it? Generally, we can use a naturally cooled or oil immersed type two-winding transformer, three-phase transformer, two-winding, three-phase transformer. Their ratings are up to 10 MVA. And now instrument transformer. Instrument transformers are used for the protection purpose. What happened here is first, when the relays are sensed the fault currents, those fault currents are taken by the primary of these instrument transformers. Is it? So then these instrument transformers, due to its transformer action, they can step down. That means they can reduce the intensity of a fault voltages or fault currents. Fault means it is 100% pure high currents. Is it? That's why instrument transformers are used for the protection purpose. They can reduce the high voltage and high current simply. That's why they can reduce and maintain in a safe value also. That's why these are called instrument transformers. In that, first one is current transformer. The current transformer is a device for the transformation of current from higher value to lower value. When current is more, or during faulty situation, compulsory current is more. To reduce that higher currents into lower value, we can use current transformer. Because of the primary having high current, the secondary reduce the currents, but the transformer never reduce the currents. But due to the voltage transformation action, the currents are varying. That is another thing. That's why based upon that thing, you can reduce the magnitude of currents. Is it? So here, which one can shows the decreased voltage and decreased currents in the potential transformer and current transformers? So parallelly, we can use AC instruments like voltmeter and ammeter. And potential transformer. Potential transformer may be defined as an instrument transformer for the transformation of voltage from higher value to lower value. Directly reduce the high voltages through use the transformer action. And next, very important thing is bus bar. What is a bus bar? A bus bar is a conductor. It's a larger diameter conductor which can receive energy and deliver energy to the another system. Which can receive electrical supply from one system and delivers to the other system. So that's why bus bar is a type of electrical junction in which the incoming and outgoing electric current takes place. It is one of the most important elements in an electrical power substation. So then wave dropper. So many of persons they didn't know about this wave dropper. So listen, wave dropper means generally communication waves also carried parallelly through this electromagnetic wave in our atmosphere through air medium. But our alternating waves are traveling close through a conductor medium, but those conductors are installed in air. So that's why communication waves also interference with our power waves, electromagnetic waves, power waves, electromagnetic waves. Communication waves also electromagnetic, but those are high frequency. But our power frequencies are 50 Hz frequency. Is that right? When these power waves are interference with the communication waves, what happened here is the magnitude of the power waves can be reduced. They can disturb it. That's why to avoid this problem, wave trappers are used. First, these wave trappers are trap the communication signals and they can divert the path of communication waves without interference between the communication waves and our power waves. Is that? That's why we can use wave trappers. So wave trapper trips the high frequency wave and diverts them to telecom panel. Next one is insulator. Isolator. Isolator is a no load switch. Because under no load condition, in order to open the switch, isolator can be used. That's why it is a type of switches when employed only for isolating the circuit when the current has only been interrupted. The isolator is called disconnected switches, operates under no load condition. Is it? Which can use it for the disconnect. Next, circuit breaker. What is a circuit breaker? Which is a load switch. Simply, load is operating. Suddenly, a fault is occur in the system due to any reasons. What happens? Our equipments are burnouts. But if we can use circuit breaker, we will protect our systems against the fault currents. Because of circuit breaker is a 2 electrode device which has one fixed contact and another moving contact. When fault is occur, its contacts are opened. Moving contact is opened. That means what happened? This circuit breaker is installed in our supply system between the supply system and the load equipment. What happened? This circuit breaker can be connected between any two equipments or systems. Any fault can occur. Simply circuit breaker opens those two circuits, those two systems. That's why the faulty section can be protected. That's why The circuit breaker is connected in our supply system. The circuit breaker is installed in any system, substation also, to protect that system against the surges and fault currents, against the fault currents. So that's why circuit breaker is called as a loaded switch, which can break the circuit, which can make the circuit. Under normal operating condition, which can close. Under abnormal conditions, that means faulty condition, they can open. That's why there is no current flows to the system. After recovering the fault, again the circuit breakers are put into operation. So next one is batteries. Batteries means energy storing devices. So large capacity substation, the operation and automatic control circuits, the protective relay system as well as emergency lighting circuits are supplied by station batteries, substation batteries. Is it to provide energy supplies for the lighting circuits and metering equipment, relays, protective solenoids means relays, protective relay system. You can use batteries in the substation. They can operate on DC supply. That's why batteries are required. Next, switcher. Switcher means it is the location or which can house the switchers houses the transformers, circuit breakers and switches for connecting and disconnecting the transformers and circuit breakers. That is called switch yard. And indicating and metering instruments, ammeters, voltmeters, wattmeters, kilowatt hour meters, kVAR, reactive power meters, kWh, reactive power meters, power factor meters, reactive volt ampere meters are installed in substation to control and maintain a watch over the current flowing through the circuits and over the power loads. Simply, they can use to measure the current, voltage, power, active power, reactive power, power factor, respectively. To measure all these things, these type of meters are used. Carrier current equipment. Such equipment is installed in the substations for communication, relaying, telemeter or for supervisory control. Supervisory control means that is a SCADA, supervisory control system. So that means that system is used in distribution system nowadays to control the distribution system in a prescribed manner. So these are the substation equipments and their functionalities and the layout of substation. Thank you.